This was a property that was built, it was opened in 72, and it was, it was just phenomenal for the area. It was the first round hotel that anyone's ever seen, Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati, and one of the pictures said, revolving rooftop restaurant. I'm sure that wasn't, in the vocabulary back then. But it was a very popular hotel. It was a quality motel originally, and it operated as a quality until I think it was around '96, and Frisch's converted it to a Clarion. And they wound up selling in 2000. I had left in '93 and was gone. Actually worked for Choice Hotels for about 10 years and did some other things. I came back to town, and here the property had been sold, and I came down and was talking to the new owners, and actually walked around this property, Robert, and I was sadly disappointed. Everybody knew this place. It was an icon. Everybody had great feelings about this hotel when it was busy all the time. What happened was it lost its credibility. So the challenge to the new company, to myself, to a lot of the folks that were here, was to try to just get people interested in coming back here again. A lot of folks, thought the restaurant was closed. We had for years, there was red lights that went around the top, and that signified the Riverview. They were shut off. So in people's minds, the restaurant was shut off. For an awful long time, this was a place to come if you were getting engaged, or for anniversaries or birthday parties, family gatherings on holidays. And it may have come across that the restaurant or the concept was old, but it's really not. Frisch's owned this building, was very proud of it. They operated very well. We had a great team of people. A lot of people still in the area that came through what we used to call Riverview University. People still in the business, still in the restaurant business, gone off and started their own restaurants, become very successful. But Frisch's was a restaurant company. The pride that was here in this property for years was extraordinary, and the volume that was done here was extraordinary. You have something like that for so long, and it was known, it had a standard that people could expect every time they came here, no matter if it was a birthday or anniversary or whatever it was, and then it's gone, you're certainly going to lose that. That word of mouth travels pretty quickly. And there again, you shut off the lights, you do things like that. It just was like turning off your porch light, saying we're not here anymore. So it's harder bringing things back, as you know, than maintaining.
When this was started, it was the queen of the hop. It was the talk of the town. I mean, everybody loved coming up here.
Can you remember your first time coming in this building?
I can't. It was 73. It was a teacher. We had a teachers meeting. At that time, I was in education, and we had a teachers meeting here. And of course, the big deal was to come up to the restaurant, and it was magnificent because no one ever had seen that in this part of the country. So it was nice.
This place was the place to visit. We would do on a Monday night 600 people on this floor. So the place was hopping, very busy.
It's an icon in the area. It's the largest revolving restaurant east of Las Vegas, the only one in the area. So it's worth seeing, and it's worth giving another chance to. You can sit here and your scenery changes. I love it. We come, as managers, we come once a year and critique the hotel and stay as a guest and all that kind of thing. And I had told Pete this, because I work here, I don't come here very often for dinner, but my husband and I sat and talked for hours that we never normally do, because you're looking at different things and pointing out different things, and it's very enjoyable. It's kind of entertainment and food at the same time.
The view from here during the day, I mean, you sit here for an hour and get every possible scene around the city, and obviously Cincinnati, Covington, Newport, Park Hills. There's nothing like it. You can't tell people about it, and they can look at pictures, but unless you experience it, not only during the day, but in the evening when the lights are blazing with the stadium, both stadiums, it's spectacular.
Our math is somewhere well over 100,000 revolutions in 37 years.
The motor basically has two 18-inch drive wheels. They're run off of a DC powered motor. It's a 1 horsepower motor. Basically, it's ran off belts. You can change the speed of this thing, the RPMs. Both motors read off of one another from a DC drive. To make one revolution, it's approximately 60 minutes to do one revolution. It's probably one of the most efficient designs around. They put a lot of, whoever designed this thing, put a lot of thought into it.
How fast could it go?
That's about top speed, is just a little over maybe 60 minutes for the entire rotation, and from edge to edge of the revolving restaurant's about 108 feet.
So what kind of challenges do you face in keeping something like this working properly?
Well, I can tell you this, I myself and my maintenance guys, we're under here quite often by means of, like, we roll around under here on a creeper board. We have 255 wheels, as I said, that have to be greased monthly. We have to inspect the welds on the structure. We have to change quarterly, change the oil and all the fluids. We're under here at least, I would say, twice a week, just checking, making sure everything's running properly. We've done a lot of work to it. Most of the work we've done, replace the shafts, bearings. This thing's pretty old, so we got to try and keep it in its best shape as we can. We roll around on these creepers. It's about 40 inches under here that you can work on this thing.
You obviously go to a lot of trouble and spend a lot of time to make sure that this restaurant continues to rotate. Do you think that the experience that diners get is worth your time and effort?
I don't think the guests really know exactly what it takes to keep this thing going, but I think this adds to the entire experience of eating up here. There's not too many of them around, and it's that added little extra thing. It's romantic, it's different, it just makes everything better. But I can tell you this, when it breaks down and they are here, you hear about it. So it does make a big difference that this thing is constantly running.
Coming up here to the revolving restaurant, it's always been a great time for friends, and getting to view the skyline of Cincinnati and the skyline of Covington. So it's a good, productive, proactive hotel.
It's a beautiful restaurant with a beautiful view, great food, great hospitality. Our brunch on Sundays, we're involved with Children's Hospital, do something special with them. We have a little kids station where they can come up and make their own type of pancake, pizzelles, a lot of little features that get them involved. The kids are paying $5, which in turn we give that back to them. They put that in a card, make a wish for a kid at Children's Hospital, and we put that in a hopper and we send that over to Children's Hospital.
We're still fighting a good fight. We're putting together a brand new menu that'll be coming out very soon. We're shooting for the first week in December to launch that. That's gonna bring the old hotel, that personal touch, that family style that they used to do with tableside service and food preparing on the side of the table. Bring it back. Let's go ahead and capture what made the place great.
Will we ever be 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 people for Thanksgiving Day and all those things again? Probably not, and that's okay. But we can certainly serve, a great meal, great value, and produce good memories for people.